Hello everyone, this is Zach with MTG Poke Hero, and today we are going to be doing a review over this last week's Worlds that came up here. So let's go ahead and let's bring it up. So over the last weekend, on the 10th, we had Worlds. It was interesting. We had the normal format. They did three rounds of limited, 4 rounds of standard, and then they did that for the first 2 days, and then they ended up cutting to the top 4 after round 14. Yeah, after round 14, they cut to top 4. There was a couple questions a lot of people had, and it was something that I also thought a lot about. Our previous World Championship, winner Brian Braun-Duin, he was not eligible for Worlds, which was really interesting. In the previous years, we've seen the world champion come back and is able to defend their title. I guess this last year, though, they decided to change the rules on that, so which then led Brian into not qualifying for Worlds, which, I can understand probably why he didn't qualify. I don't think it was he didn't work hard enough or anything like that. He probably, was thinking like we all would. I qualified for Worlds. I don't really have to do much. I can just kick back. And then with this recent rule change, it ended up just kind of putting him under the table, which was really sad because I was actually hoping he would come back and defend his title. I've been a really big fan of Brian since his days over there at Star City Games, doing his Versus series with Chris Van Beater. Being able to watch those guys, it really got me excited more and more about Magic. And it was really sad that Brian did not get to come back, to try to defend his title this year. All in all, though, out of the 24 guys that we had, though, it was really awesome to be able to watch. The main story, though, that came out of there was William Jensen. William Jensen is our new World's champion. He won $100,000 and is the only one out of the Peach Garden Oath to actually win Worlds. Both Owen Turnwald and Reed Duke both placed second. So Huey was the only one out of them to be able to take it all the way. Not only that, he got to win the largest amount of money that has ever been given in a Magic the Gathering tournament, $100,000, which was nothing to spit at because Worlds last year, if I remember correctly, was $40,000. So he definitely got to do that. Not only that, he got to do it in his hometown. It was great. It was great to be able to watch him. He smashed it the whole entire time. He went, I think it was 11-0, and then I think he went to 12-1. I think his final score was 13. No, 12-1 doesn't make sense. I think he went 12-2 was his final score out of standard. He had it locked up. Not only that, he really messed with the numbers for people. I think 9 and 5s were able to come in, which were Javier Dominguez, Calvin Shu, and Josh Utterlane were able to make it in. I think there was one other 9 and 5, and that wasn't able to make it that I can't remember. All the matches, though, were great. I'm not a really big limited fan. It's just something that is not really my favorite, but all in all, just being able to watch Christian Calcano killed it during his day one. He played up against Reed Duke. They had a really good match. There was good matches all over there. Shota Yasoka brought in a Grixis control deck that he made the day before, which I think is the exact same story that happened at Worlds last year. But all in all, the real star over here was William Jensen, Pro Tour Hall of Famer. Just being able to watch him win this was definitely a big accomplishment for him and his team. They did tons of testing. I think William played Kelvin. Yeah, William played Kelvin, and he basically just dominated the whole entire time. William Jensen dominated. this thing. I mean, there's nothing more to say. One of the really big things that I noticed is that blue-black control came in really bad. Actually, let's bring up the best top decks. Out of the top decks, let's see if it's still up here. Yeah, red deck wins, of course, made a huge splash, taking at least one spot in the top 4. Blue-black control was huge during this time. Joshua Layton brought it. Jerry Thompson brought it. Teamer Energy and 4-color Energy was huge. I thought it would actually been... I thought for a minute there that he was playing 4-colored, but I just remembered it is Teamer is what he brought in. Him and all of his Peach Garden Oath guys, they played it really well. I mean, Huey definitely did the best, and he took it home. So I just want to say congratulations to Huey. Congratulations to the Peach Garden Oath. You guys finally put a guy up there in the finals. His deck was impressive. I mean, was impressive. 22 lands. He was playing 4 Ether Hub, 4 Botanical Sanctum, 4 Force, an Island, 2 Mountains, 4 Brown Crag. Actually, you guys can see this in front of there. If you guys haven't got a chance to watch it, you need to. It's definitely some of the best Magic that played between him and what was the guy's name? Javier. I mean, there was times to where you would be on the edge of your seat, just hoping that Huey won. And I mean, and in the end, you know, he pulled it off. I think it was in game 4. He ended up winning the whole entire thing. But all in all, it was really great. You know, granted, a couple of people that I wanted to win, they didn't really get close. You know, I would have liked to see if Yu Watanabe would have came out, kind of pulled some stuff out of his hat. Been rooting for Brad Nelson. I hope Brad Nelson can one day pull it out. He just seemed to kind of have a couple of bad matchups. All in all, though, I mean, guys, this was great. Definitely, we're probably going to be doing some deck testing with William Jensen's deck. I know one of the interesting things they were talking about is how he had 1 copy of Confiscation Coup in the main board. Usually we see 2 of them. Maybe he puts like another Braid in that slot. But it really seemed to work for him because it was a big surprise against like decks that ended up hacking the Scarab God. Just being able to take that away from the 4-colored energy decks and everything like that was really good. I think he took a Trench with Gear Hulk at one point in time, and a Hazoret for like he took some ridiculous stuff. It was really interesting and fun just be able to watch that. But all in all, guys, we're probably going to be putting up another deck video. Please check out our other deck tech videos that we've got going on. Usually they have games up there with them and showing the testing of there. Here for the next month or so, I will be preparing for my own PPTQ. So we'll be posting up a couple decks that I'll be play testing. We'll probably be doing that for the next month or so, which isn't too bad. But we'll also be watching the Star City games. We'll be watching Alfred Pro Tour Ixalan. I'm excited to watch that. Hopefully it will be a good one this year. I'm trying to think what else. One thing I was really interested in is the amount of money that was given in this Pro Tour was $100,000 compared to last year's $40,000. I'm 98% sure it's $40,000. It was somewhere between 40 and 50, but 98% of me is telling me it's 40. I mean, that was one of the biggest tournaments, one of the biggest prize outs they ever have. Hopefully that this means here in the future that the prize outs will be bigger. I know that they're trying to show it more as an esport. So hopefully this means something good for Magic players, that prize outs will be bigger in these bigger tournaments. Trying to think. But all in all, you know, I just want to say if you haven't got to watch the finals yet, go watch them. It's best out of 5. It's 3-part. That's the other deal that sometimes bugs me, because sometimes, you know, you go to watch the videos and they're split, but then like you'll have to move through the channel to find it. And I was like waiting for it to be like unprivate because I didn't get a chance to finish it before. And then when I was finally able to watch it, you know, after it being streamed live, I was really excited. It was great. If you guys want to learn how to play some Magic, you need to go and watch Huey in his final match against Javier. I'm trying to think. So remember, if you guys like the video, please like, subscribe. We've got a Patreon channel if you want to go check that out. That's MTG Poke Hero at Patreon. And then remember, man, Todd Ducks be forever your favorite. Thanks, and have a good night.